Hey everyone, welcome back to Mike's Final Experience. Thank you all so much for being with me here today. I appreciate each and every one of you so very, very much. Well, it's over. My search for audio Nirvana, as far as speakers are concerned, is over. I have made a decision. I have put a deposit down. I am now anxiously awaiting a delivery date and installation for these incredible new speakers. And I am so excited to share with you what I have decided on. First, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you that have been so instrumental in providing comments and giving me feedback on your suggestions, your experiences, your ideas. It has greatly helped me through my process, which I am doing. And really, it is really because of those folks, those of you that have really, left information and given me feedback on my last two videos. Incidentally, those last two videos, I'll put the link to those in the description below. But really, your feedback, your comments have been instrumental in this process. In particular, helping me decide on how to go about this. As you recall, in my first video that I did, I believe back in, I think June is when it took place, I was really looking for a new set of speakers, a new amp and a preamp, and really kind of want to do quite a bit of all of that all at once. Maybe even new speaker cables, interconnect cables, and power conditioning. But you guys have really given me some great suggestions, and you really provided me a good avenue with great advice on how to go about this. And because of those suggestions, I am purchasing a new set of speakers first, then we'll take a look and see what happens as far as an amp and a preamp after we can get used to the speakers, after we can kind of get acclimated to the sound with the current system that I've got, which represents Classe A preamp, CP50 preamp, and a Classe CA 100 or 150 power amp. I'm just going to get used to that. Maybe even before I buy an amp and a preamp, I'll probably, after the speakers are here and I've gotten used to them, I'll probably do a little bit of room treatment, some acoustic panels here and there, maybe on the ceiling for sure, and try to dial in the sound the best I can with acoustic treatment, maybe even prior to an amplifier and a preamp. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. But anyway, thank you so much for your comments, because they've really kind of helped me progress to this point. And really, I've had such a great time in this search for a new set of speakers. I have listened to a bunch of incredible, great sounding speakers. And one thing that I have found in this search that is so true in the speakers that I have listened to is that they all have a very significant signature in the way that they've been designed. I tell you what, I haven't ran into a set of speakers that I've auditioned that I didn't like, that didn't sound absolutely great. Yes, some sounded better than others, varying degrees of quality in that respect, I would guess, but really none of them were bad, and none of them that I said, gosh, I couldn't live with those. That didn't happen at all. Everything that I listened to had strengths and weaknesses and had a really neat sound signature all to their own, which I thought was absolutely wonderful. And really, at the end of the day, isn't that what we're after as we're searching for new audio equipment, and in particular for me, new speakers? We're after what really moves us. What moves me and what I like may be a completely different ballgame for you. You might think that what my sound preferences are and the things that I like really doesn't do it for you. And that's great. That's what makes this whole hobby wonderful. And that's why it's so cool and so great that there's so many different manufacturers that we as audiophiles have to choose from. It really is awesome. So let's go ahead and let's get started. And let me kind of just really quickly, this video is not going to be long. I'm just going to kind of get right into it and tell you what I have done, kind of what I have looked at, and what decision I have made, and kind of what's coming up from at that point. So let's go ahead and get started. So this process really began back in February, March, April, even May, and really started to go in June of this year. And really what I was setting out to do was really to upgrade the core of my audio system, meaning a new set of speakers, a new amplifier, and a new preamplifier. And the reason that I kind of wanted to do that was really because of my recent upgrade of a VPI Prime 21 turntable with a Hana ML cartridge. I was so tickled with the sound of that turntable compared to the old one that I had, that I thought, man, let's take this opportunity and upgrade the entire system so that we've got, at least for the very most part, a new 2020s type of system. And so that's really where it started, was with the turntable purchase. That's where this whole process started. And really, as far as speakers were concerned, I really kind of had in my mind, since I've been listening to Bowers and Wilkins 803 Series 2 speakers for the past 30 years, I thought I really would like to listen to the Bowers and Wilkins, the 803 D4s, which would be a natural upgrade from the speakers that I've got. And of course, on that short list that I had, I also had Focal, I also had Sonus Faber, and I also had on that list Wilson speakers, the Wilson Sabrina X's in particular. I had heard the Wilson Sabrina X's at audio shows and really liked the way that they sound. They really was catchy to me with the mid-range. And so that was really what my intention was. And I've had the opportunity to listen to some great speakers. I didn't get the opportunity to listen to any Focals. Nowhere in my area, which is in the Salt Lake, Utah area, had the Focal speakers, at least had them on display. I was really interested in the Sapora 2 and the Sapora 3s. And so I wasn't able to listen to them. Even on my travels out of town, I was not able to find those. I did find some Sonus Faber speakers that I thought were absolutely fantastic, but a little bit higher in price than really what I was thinking about. I did run into PS Audio FR30s, 20s and the 10s, and wow, they were great speakers as well. And I thought they were neat. Even I listened to a pair of Wharfdale Eliasson speakers, and boy, I thought those speakers sounded great considering their price point, and their build quality was fantastic. But as I listened to all these different speakers throughout this process, I just kept coming back to the Wilson Sabrina X and the Bowers and Wilkins 803 D4s. And I kept coming back to that because I just really liked the way that their mid-range and bottom end, in particular, the bottom end on the Bowers and Wilkins was, I really liked the way that it presented itself. I just felt that it was very quick, very deep, very articulate, without any boominess or any really, flabby type bass. I thought it was tight, well controlled. And I know a lot of that has to do with the electronics as well. And I really like the Wilson Sabrina X's because of their mid-range. And their bottom end on the Sabrina X is fantastic. It doesn't quite go as low as the Bowers and Wilkins 803 series D4s, but it was fantastic. It would suit me wonderful, in particular in a room this size. But something about the mid-range of the Wilson Sabrina X's was very captivating to me. I just felt the sound stage from side to side was so wide and the depth of range was so deep. And I just really thought and just really felt through my ears and my experience in listening to tons of different music through the Sabrina X and the Bowers and Wilkins, I just thought that mid-range was more addictive to me than anything else. I really liked it. It sounded great. Well, to add another speaker into that list, I went in, I remember the date specifically because it's kind of imprinted in my mind, June 7th of this year at Utah Audio up in Salt Lake. And it just happened to be the grand, I don't know what you want to call it, but they just had released the Wilson Watt Puppy 50th anniversary. And of course, they were having a great big thing that night that I was invited to come back and listen to them. But when I went up there that day, during the day, to listen to the Sabrina X's again, I was able to meet a lot of the Wilson Audio folks that were there. They were getting ready for the evening event on introducing the new Watt puppies. And I had an opportunity to visit with them, which was super neat and really exciting for me. And as luck would have it, they set me down in front of the Watt puppies and let me listen to them. And I did. And you know what? It was just like, and it's just like with any set of speakers and any type of audio equipment, you know, you step up a little bit higher into the line, you're going to get a little bit different presentation. You're going to get a little bit different sound. And boy, I did. I sat down there and everything I liked about the Sabrina X's, the Wilson Audio Watt Puppy had it magnified, just magnified. Depth of stage, the width of the imaging was just, it was just crazy. And of course, the Watt Puppy digs a little bit deeper into the bottom end. I think they go down around 26 hertz. And really, and the thing that's funny about the Watt Puppies was that the size of them are not a whole lot different than the Sabrina X or the Bowers and Wilkins 803 D4s. Size-wise, they're about 6s. Price-wise, there's a difference. But anyway, I listened to those, and of course that got me thinking. And anyway, make a long story short, I went up to Utah Audio, and I had listened to the Bowers and Wilkins 803s, the Wilson Sabrina X's, and the Wilson Audio Watt Puppies. And I've been doing that for the past 3 months, trying to figure out what direction to go. And when it really came right down to it, and even my wife is such a great lady. Even my wife would come with me, and she would sit down and she would listen. And she was able to sit there and pick out the same things that I was picking out without me telling her. She was able to say, well, you listen to these set of speakers and it's a whole different sound than these set of speakers over here. And so she was able to hear the differences in the speakers that I was hearing. And so really it really became, actually this past week and a half, it really became obvious on what I needed to do. And so what I have done is I have put a deposit down on a pair. Sorry, I'm not getting choked up. Sorry about that, but it's been a crazy 2 or 3 months in this process, going back and forth. And by the way, Tyler at Utah Audio has been absolutely fantastic. He's been so patient with me because I'm sure he has customers that come in and can make a decision and be done and live happily ever after. Well, you know, these decisions to me are huge decisions, and these are likely speakers that I will probably live with for the rest of whatever many days I have left in my life. And so you want to kind of make sure that you're making the right decision. So what I did is I have went ahead and put a deposit down on a pair of Wilson Audio Watt Puppy 50th anniversary. I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about it because those are really the speakers, after hearing them on June 7th of this year, they're really the speakers that I wanted to hear and that I wanted to have. But I just really didn't want to go that extent. And so I'm happy, I'm tickled with what I've done. I'm so excited for them. I am expecting a delivery date of around December 1st through December 10th is what we're kind of looking at now. And they'll come in and deliver them and set them up, which is really good because these speakers weigh about 160 pounds each. And I think that would be really hard to do on your own. And I'm sure I could get help, but super excited for that. I'll keep you up to date along with that, with the installation, all that. But here's really the cool thing too, and I'll take you with me in every way possible that I can. I'm hoping for, and I think it's going to work out, that I'll be able to do a tour of Wilson Audio. Wilson Audio is not very far from where I live, and so I'll have an opportunity to go down there and tour their facilities and actually see my speakers at least being made in some in some form or process that they're in at the time that the tour is arranged. So I'll keep you posted on that. I'll take you with me and we'll take a look at that, which I'm super excited for. I think it's going to be great. But anyway, thank you so much for all of your input on this. Oh, and by the way, I just want to tell you what color I'm getting. I'm going to be getting the Watt Puppies in quartz, and I will be getting them, the grill covers are parchment gray. Super excited. Thank you so much for your assistance with this. Please leave comments in the comment section below. I want to hear from you. I know for a fact that I would have been very satisfied with the Sabrina X's. I would have been very satisfied with the Bowers and Wilkins. But as much time as I have spent, and I really can't wait to tell you in another video what music I was listening to that really made me make the decision that I made. Because it was, and it's an album that's, it's not an audiophile album. It's just one of my favorite albums from back in the 70s. I can't wait to share that with you, and we'll do that in an upcoming video. But thank you so much. Please leave comments in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. I'll keep you posted as this process begins. Actually, as this process ends up and we actually get the speakers here in just a couple of months. Absolutely thrilled, absolutely excited to share them with you, excited to hear them in my space. Thank you so much. If you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe. I've got so much more coming down the pipe that I'm excited to share with you. Thank you so much. As always, please leave comments in the comment section below. Have a great day.